Hey there, Internet Con Kraken. The final Smash Brothers tier list is here. Nintendo isn't going to balance patch this game again. Who knows, though? They might do Smash Brothers Ultimate Deluxe on the next Switch console. You heard it here first. I'm using my special ghostly clairvoyant powers, and yeah, I could see it happening. They did it with Mario Kart. So, anywho, let's get to looking. Alright, this is my tiers. I got A plus A, B, C, and Glob. Why are you playing this character? G tier. Let's just go ahead. Bayonetta.
You've been
Bayonetta's on the B
naughty.
tier. Shocker. B for Bayonetta. But in all seriousness, she got her smash attacks buffed from her last iteration, but her combos got nerfed. Like, it's much harder for her to ladder combo. Not impossible, but very hard compared to Smash 4. Online, it's hard to react to her smashes. They come out a bit quicker, can sometimes take up an unexpected amount of space. B tier. These are also going to be ordered. Bowser, lower B tier than Bayonetta. Bowser, quite good. Actually, no, I talked myself into it. Bowser's above Bayonetta in the B tier. He's quite good for a heavy, surprisingly fast. It's going to take a lot of work to KO. Decent moves, fast command grab. Like, Bowser, pretty good. Like, you don't got any complaints with him. Bowser Jr. is going to be the first one that's on a different tier from the ones we're talking about. Bowser Jr., he's got a lot of good tools, but for some reason it doesn't add up to an amazing character. I don't know. Talk to me about it in the comments. Decent projectile, but if you're picking a character like him, there's better ones to choose from. You might get a few wins just for like his unconventionalness a little bit. Captain Falcon, higher up on the C tier. Not a whole lot to say about Captain Falcon. He's got to get in close, but he can do that because he's extremely fast. Got a lot of decent up close moves. Not a whole lot to say. We're gonna rate Charizard as a whole with the whole Pokemon trainer. We're not rating the Pokemon individually. So actually, let me grab the Pokemon trainer one. Where is it? I saw it earlier to make sure. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. There he is. Pokemon Trainer, right about there for now. 3 characters in one. All of them have decent uses, especially Squirtle and Charizard. Ivysaur too. I mean, they're all 3 together as a team. Quite good. Who is this? Crom. Crom's the worst Roy, but that's still quite good, quite frankly. He's going in the bottom of B. Cloud. Cloud, he when he wins good. He's gonna go in A tier, but if he can't snowball, he's got a pretty bad disadvantage state. He's got probably the worst disadvantage state in his tier and in all of A and A plus. In fact, he's got disadvantage states worse than B tier, but he's relatively fast, got good frame data, he's got large moves, and some of them are harder to punish than you would realize. Crom. Oh, wait a minute, not Crom. Which one is this? The dragon one. Oh my lord, my brain. The dragon guy. I can't believe I can't think of his name. He's gonna be in C tier. Probably somewhere like that. I really don't got a lot to say about this character. They got above average moves, decent speed, but for some reason, I very rarely see them go far. I think, again, like, C isn't horrible by any means in my book, but don't really got a lot to say about them. They got interesting moves. People like the barefootness. Alright, Daisy. Man, Daisy and Peach used to be amazing. When the game first came out, you saw a lot of Peaches being picked in high tier competition. Peach got nerfed pretty bad. Like, the forward aerial nerf is a big deal, and that's why you don't see Peaches and Daisies picked as much. Other than that, the rest of their kit's pretty solid. But I think they're overrated, so I'm gonna put them right about here, to be honest. Fight me in the comments. Like, if you don't like any of these, it's kind of for the points for engagement. Dark Pit, he's the best C tier so far. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about Dark Pit till we get to regular Pit. But Dark Pit's fine. He's alright. Dark Samus and Samus, we're going to go do them both at the same time because they're basically the same. Mix and match their spacing depending on the character. You're fighting a shorter character, you want Dark Samus. Taller character, you want Samus. Just trust me. They're amazing. Charge Blast is one of the best neutral B specials in the game, bar none. They also got pretty good normals, a really fast forward smash. Pretty hard to react to their forward smash online. Saving grace is their air mobility is slow. Their ground mobility is about average. Diddy Kong, Diddy Kong, Diddy Kong, Diddy Kong. Very strong. Very good. But not quite as consistent as some of the A plus characters we're going to get to later. Excuse me. Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong. He's the leader of the bunch, but he's not the leader of C tier. I'm not going to say a whole lot about him. Donkey Kong's fine. He's got some pretty interesting throw setups. Like a throw, early throw. Some matchups he's going to be really good, but on average, he's nothing special really when it comes to other characters. But guess what? I am putting him higher than this next character, Dr. Mario. Dr. Mario is just the worst, slower version of Mario. To make up for it, he's a little more powerful. Online, if the person you're fighting has a not great connection, i.e. if they're playing on Wi-Fi, he might go up a tier, and some of the other characters might go up a little higher just because it's harder to react. And then when it's harder to react, you want powerful moves. But other than that, he's not good, really. He barely makes it in C tier. Duck Hunt. Complicated. Unconventional. He plays like almost nobody in the cast. Pretty good at edge guarding if you know what you're doing with him. That's why he's got this position. Because his edge guarding game's quite strong. Falco. He's an A character. Decent laser. Fast speed. He got buffed. He used to be more of a B to C tier character, but in his last buffs, he got put up quite good. In fact, I've seen better Falco results than Fox results in this game. This isn't melee. It isn't melee. Oh, now we're at the first. Oh, Glob, why do you pick this tier character? Ganondorf. Ganondorf is just It's the Dr. Mario thing. The reason why Dr. Mario is so much worse than Mario is because trading speed for power in Smash Brothers isn't that good if that's all you're doing. He doesn't make up for his lack of speed with any real range except for his smash attacks, which his smash attacks are probably the best thing he's got. But you really shouldn't be playing him unless you just love Ganondorf. If you like the character, pick him, but he's outclassed by the other tiers by far. Doesn't mean you can't win with him on occasion, but you're gonna lose more games overall than you're gonna win. I promise you that. You might remember the wins more, but high B tier Greninja. He's almost an A. Very fast, decent special moves, very good recovery. Not a whole lot else to say. This is hard here. The reason why Ice Climbers is low C tier is because they're inconsistent. You gotta rely on AI and their Nana's AI just isn't as consistent as it needs to be. Other characters on this list rely slightly on AI, and they're all gonna get better scores. Ike, the better Ganondorf. If you like Ganondorf, really, you probably would like Ike more. He's still not an amazing character by any means, but he's way better than Ganondorf. Big sword swings are the name of the game. Knocking out your opponent, hopefully in just a few hits, is the name of the game. Problem is, by now, people playing the game know what to avoid. That's why Ike is down here. Incineroar? Boy, Incineroar. I've seen people pick him more and more and more, but I still think he's overrated. But C, high C is where he belongs to me. Great command grab, a lot of damage on his moves, has a pretty unique thing where he can kind of take damage to do more damage, which is cool. But he's super slow on the ground. If he was just a tiny bit faster, he would go up a tier totally. But speed is extremely important in this game, or being able to close the distance, and in reality, a lot of characters just can keep him away too much to where he gets punished for what he's doing. Inkling. Boy, we're gonna have to put Inkling right about the C tier. I hope this makes more space. The best C tier so far, but Inkling has a really hard time getting the KO unless they get a, a deep edge guard or the roller set up, which if people know what to look out for, it's hard to do. I might lose some friends, or I might lose a viewer or two for this opinion, but there's almost no reason to pick Isabel over Villager. You just like Isabel, and that's alright, guys, but Glob, why are you picking them? Jigglypuff has the stuff, actually, to be in B tier. Got some surprising tactics with rest. Very high air mobility, which is extremely important in this game, but extremely reliant on you piloting them to succeed. Like, Jigglypuff won't give you any games. You're gonna have to earn it, but you might be able to squeak out some early KOs with the way she works. But I feel comfortable putting her in the low end of B. Ken. Kin's right about there in the C tier. Actually, no. No. That's way too high. Yeah, that seems better. Kin's okay. I'm not gonna talk about Kin that much, let's be real. Kin's not that interesting. King DDD, low end to C. Highest end to C so far, King K. Rool. He's the second heaviest character in the game. Amazing projectiles, armored moves, 50-50s where your opponent has to guess. Online, he's better than offline for sure. Kirby, way down here. These are ordered. C tier is going to be the biggest tier, by the way, guys. Kirby, Kirby, Kirby. You're going to catch people off guard with Kirby's smash attacks just because they're going to forget that he moves with them at times. But other than that, you're only really going to do cheesy stuff with Kirby to win most of the time from what I've seen. If you like floaty characters, sadly, he's the worst one. You could pick better. Link. He come to town. He come to save a Princess Zelda. Link's actually pretty dang good, especially online. Great weapons, strong smash attacks. She's not very fast, which, I mean, is why you're gonna see the other Links a bit higher. And the oh my god, why do you pick them tier? Little Mac. Little Mac is above Isabelle because online exists. Other than that, Little Mac is horrible. He's got really fast forward tilt and armored smash attacks, but this game is mostly played in the air. And he has no air game, the worst air game. Just because he's got air moves and you can hit people with them isn't an argument. People are going to get mad at me about this. He's the best of the Glob tier so far. And actually by far, he's almost low C, but they made him way too light. He can't utilize what he's supposed to do properly on 1v1 stages. He can't, it's very, very hard to maximize his potential. Probably the hardest in the game. Comfortable with putting Lucas there and see. He's fine. He's not as good as Ness, and either one of them are extremely good, but online they're a little bit better. Good projectiles, decent frame data, but some of their moves are short reaching, and then some of their moves are really long reaching, but extremely punishable. So, Lucina, the simply better Marth. No real drawbacks with Lucina. Very good airspeed, which is why they're so good. Just decent sword swipes. If you can play well, you can take Lucina far. Farther than Marth, especially online. Luigi. Luigi is a great A tier, in my opinion. It's gonna take work to get him, but he's got amazing combos you can learn. In fact, he's better than his brother, Mario, which is high B tier. Mario, I'm not gonna talk about Mario. If you know Mario. If you don't, I don't know why you'd be watching this by now. This is gonna seem harsh, But it's true. There's no reason to pick Marth over Lucina. There really isn't. He's almost down here in G tier. I'm just putting him here because he's still better than all those characters by decent, but Marth is barely getting a C grade. Mega Man. Mega Man's a C, but higher than a bunch of them. Decent projectiles, unconventional moves, better online than offline. Meta Knight. Meta Knight used to be feared, but Meta Knight now is kind of a joke. Still better. He's still the best of all three from the Kirby series. But he's about there. Mewtwo. Mewtwo has seen a lot of buffs throughout the game's life. Still has some big flaws, but very high C tier character. Mii Brawler, depending on the setup, can be amazing, but Mii Brawler's overrated and very matchup dependent. He's almost equal with Captain Falcon to me. Mii Gunner, online is better than offline. So, but I've seen more Mii Brawlers win than Mii Gunners. But I would feel comfortable putting them in the C tier. Just because you got a slight element of surprise. Mii Sword Fighter used to be played a lot, but they're the lowest of the three Miis you can make. Still, you know, like, if you're above Ice Climbers, you're doing good, in my opinion. Ice Climbers is kind of the cutoff. Again, I'm not saying you can never win with these characters below that, but you're going to be struggling. Mr. Game & Watch is actually amazing. People don't utilize him as much as they should. He's the highest A tier so far on my list. One of the fastest and most... He's got one of the best out of shield options in the game with his up B. It's very hard to deal with, and he can do stuff out of the up B and hit you again. Like, it could be a combo even. But he's lightweight and a little bit of RNG with his side B. Still can be really good. He's slept on. Ness is better than Lucas, but he's still a C tier character. He's not better by much. Worse recovery gets you better overall moveset. A+. He's A+. Olimar is amazing if you know how to play with him properly. He's got his own game plan that's unlike any other character in the game, and that game plan can do work with a little bit of practice. Used to love him. He got nerfed. He's still A+ though. He's won tournaments. Pac-Man is near Mario. Pac-Man's gonna take you a lot of work, but they got a lot of neat tools and extremely good recovery. You're not gonna gimp Pac-Man usually. He's gonna be doing that to you. Palutena is very good. It's not seen as often anymore. Very strong character there. Very high A. Palutena. Great counter. Some moves have invincible parts to them. Great aerials. Yeah. I'm not putting Peach and Daisy count for the same thing. Pichu. It's right about there. Pichu isn't that good anymore. Pichu got nerfed. Pikachu is overrated, but Pikachu's still pretty dang strong. Top of B tier, but Pikachu is not top 5. Argue with me in the comments about it. They're not there. They are not. Oh, the character close to my heart, Piranha Plant. I'm gonna be real. Even though I play them a lot and have a pretty decent like spread of like knockouts to falls, Piranha Plant is kind of in the middle of C so far. Amazing edge guard, decent normals to a degree, but the projectile is unconventional. It's more for guarding the edge than like getting normal. But then they have the poison cloud, which, if people don't respect that, can either deal huge amounts of damage or set you up for shield breaks. Piranha Plant's good. Better than people think. Regular Pit is just slightly better than Dark Pit. I'm not going to say a whole lot about them. I think regular Pit's got the better arrows most of the time. Richter, he's right about here. Great, like, zoning tools, but horrible recovery, and he's kind of predictable once you've played the game. Ridley. Ridley is slept on. Ridley is probably one of the most underrated characters in the game. Go watch Snub's Ridley if you don't believe me. Ridley has huge moves. He's also like the biggest target though in the game. His weight is the same as Wario. So people say that's light, but it's not really light, it's just not super heavyweight. Ridley is slept on. Tell me in the comments how wrong I am, I dare you. Rob's gonna rob you, probably. Rob's also very strong A tier. Probably better than Ridley, but no, actually, I'm not seeing as many Robs being played anymore. So he's gonna get demoted, actually. He's more like, he's here. The Fire Emblem character, why can't I think of their names? I'm not a big Fire Emblem fan. This character is really good in Smash 4, though. Still pretty strong, but they're overrated. Better than Richter, though. Speaking of characters that are over or underrated, Rosalina and Luma are still quite good. Go watch The Buzz play Rosalina and Luma, and you'll find out why. The best puppet character ever probably is Rosalina and Luma. Roy is a boy that has good moves. The closer you are to the edge of his sword, like the hilt, the stronger they are, and with the way his moves work, they kind of help themselves. But, that's where he is at A. Anybody, like, above C, you know what I mean? You're gonna have a pretty good time. Even the C tiers you can have a pretty good time with, but depending on how far you go down the list. Ryu is worse than Ken. That's all I'm gonna say. This character's way overrated. Sheik's way overrated. Still better than Pichu. He might have the best special in the game with the Monado arts. Extremely good data, like on his moves. His frame data is great. They're wide sword slashes. He can have great recovery if he uses Monado arts. I just think he requires the most time out of any of these A tiers so far to reach potential. But if he reached that potential, he's there. They're the same. Or I'm just putting them up there to get them out of the way. Snake. Snake is great. Very good moves. Explosive remote control missile. Strong normals. He's just not very fast on the ground or the air. But he makes up for it with grenades and other moves. Sonic is A+. Sonic, the highest rated character on here so far. This might annoy y'all, but Speed is king in Smash Brothers, pretty much. Speed means you can get out of the way of what your opponent's doing to whiff punish them, or simply to time your opponent out. Sonic can do both of those things. Extremely fast forward smash, great moves, excellent recovery. Sonic's never been bad in a Smash game. Toon Link, the best Link we're gonna mention so far. Very popular in Japan. He's fast, great projectiles. I think he's better than Lucina, and but that's where he is on the A's. Villager. Villager is why Isabel's outclassed. Villager's, he's gonna get back from almost anywhere. Good setups, weird moves, but they're still C tier. Charge Blaster, great. She's got really good moves, decent speed, can heal. And I've seen rock a Pikachu or a few, including Esam's Pikachu, seen lose. They're A tier. Just trust me on this. You can't really go wrong picking Wii Fit Trainer. One of the best all-arounders in the game, I think. I'm being real. I'm being real with you. Wolf is the best of the Star Fox characters. Wolf. He's gonna have you howling. Wolf is it's the highest A so far. Almost A+. He might get promoted. We'll see how this list goes, but things might get moved around a little bit, but I think we're pretty accurate. Yoshi's B. Great B, though. An excellent B. Better than Mario. I think he's better than Pikachu. People are gonna say I'm crazy. Not good. Yoshi's got like one of the best air speeds plus an amazing land speed. Speed means a lot. Like if that's Pikachu's argument, trust me, Yoshi just isn't picked as much as Pikachu. Yoshi's amazing in this game. Young Link should be the real Link, in my opinion. Young Link better than Toon Link. He's got one of the best neutral Bs in the game. Like one of the fire arrows he can shoot super fast. Might as well be like laser arrows. They're great. Zelda is really good online. She's a B. Zero Suit Samus. Almost A. She's the highest B tier so far. A plus is reserved for special people, and A is reserved. There's quite a few A's in this game. Those aren't going up there. Wario's really strong. Wario, believe it or not, just not very well picked. He's got amazing airspeed. The waft is very strong. Decent frame data, not the biggest frames, but it's not quite A. Again, like B and A's are close, but he's not quite A. He's right about there. Man, Joker, I never saw him coming. He's A plus. This is great. His Arsend is amazing. B. Really depended upon luck as hero, but man, sometimes his luck will push him up into A, or even A plus. But I feel safe at putting him somewhere in the B's. Man, Banjo and Kazooie. If it's a laggy game, they're better, but they're not that good. Still, they're C tier. But they're one of the worst DLC characters. I think they're going to be the lowest rated DLC character on my list. Terry's the best fighting game originator we've gotten to so far. Terry's better than Hero. Terry's got great moves with Go. He's got an above average recovery. Byleth is overrated, but still pretty good. Really big moves, can break shield, all kinds of stuff. Min, the noodle girl. People thought she was gonna rule the world, but I don't see her getting picked as much. Still think she's very, very good. She's gonna be in the high A tier. Don't want to talk about him yet. Sephiroth is a B. He's got really big sword moves. Cool, like, one wing thing, but that's a fine spot. Pyro and Mithra are extremely good. But I don't think they're as good as Samus or Sonic's. Sora, I think's amazing. Some of the best air combos and air moves in the game. He can stay in the air for a long time, and that's where Smash is played. He's very good. I don't know why I don't see him more at tournament. If he's not A plus, actually, yeah, I feel better about putting him here. A, high A. We're almost out of characters. Kazuya's A plus. He's extremely strong. Go find the debuzz where he fights Kazuya. It's Kazuya and he uses... Jeez, my brain just went. He uses the puppet character. Rosalina Luma. It's a great fight. Last but not least... He's the best. He's the best. He's the best character, but I don't think he should be legal because there's glitches that can be exploited with him that put him almost in a tier of his own. Being able to build your own hiding spot in camp in a game about space control is not only amazing, it's simply broken. It's well beyond anything else the cast can do. He's really in his own tier, but I don't want to give him that kind of respect in my video. Let's look at the whole thing. Let's see if I can zoom it out for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you watch the whole video, the secret word is eggplant. Tell me the secret word. I mean, like, you can see, we'll just scroll it. There's A+. There's your A's, B's, most of C. And the glob, why are you picking them? I don't think we missed anybody, right? These are redundant icons, really. Alright. Leave me a thumb. Let me know what you think. Don't be lacking on that kind, cracking.